Hello. The following application problem we have here is a multi-step subtraction problem. Reading the problem right here, we see in 1 year, a factory used 11,650 meters of cotton, 4,950 fewer meters of silk than cotton, and 3,500 fewer meters of wool than silk. How many meters were used in all three fabrics? For this problem, we're going to have to do some subtraction and figure out how much silk there was, as well as how much wool there was. And then the final step will be all three fabrics. Now for this particular problem, it gave us information with how many meters of cotton there were. So we know exactly how many meters of cotton there were. So that would be the start of our problem. So right here, I'll put a C for cotton, and we know this is how much cotton there is. And with the cotton, we can label it's 11,650. Next, we're looking at the silk, and with the silk, put an S for silk. And I'll draw out what we know about the silk right here. And we know that for the silk, we know that this much of the silk right here is 4,950. Then the last part of it is the wool. The wool is fewer too, so we'll draw out our wool. And we'll make this shorter than the silk. And we know for our wool, we know that it's 3,500. So we need to figure out right here and right here of the problem. So the first step is we would subtract the difference from the cotton and the silk. So we would subtract that amount. And I can set that up right here. And it would be 11,650 minus 4,950. And you can pause your recording if you needed a few minutes to solve it. I was solving it here. We know with the place values, we have 0. We have 0, 5 minus 5 is 0. Right here, 6 is less than 9, so we need to go over here and regroup. We'll take 10 from here, and this becomes a 0. This will end up being 16. 16 minus 9 equals 7. We need to go over here and regroup again. This becoming a 0. This that right here, we have that total of 6,000. Okay, so then the next, based on that 6,700, we know that 3,500, we need to subtract that from the silk and the wool. If we were to subtract the 6,700 minus 3,500, we would end up getting 0, 0, 2, 3. So we know the total is 3,200. So then we have 3,200 for the problem. So we can see that we're comparing these. We're using the comparative method in order to get the solution for this. But still, there's another step to this problem. It's asking us for all 3 fabrics. So in order to get the total of all 3 fabrics, we now need to add them together. So when we're adding them all together, we would go ahead and have that 11,650 plus 6,700 plus 3,200. Give you guys a few minutes to solve that. And we're going to add these together. So you have your 0 here, your 5 here, and then 7 plus 2 equals 9. So 9 plus 6 would equal 15. Carry the 1. Then you have 1, 2, 2 plus 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 11. Carry that 1 on top. And you have 2. So that right there lets you know when we needed to figure out this whole problem. You see that the whole of all of this is 21,550. So that's the total for that. To check our work to see if our estimate is right, for that, we can average out those pieces that we had for the problem and see if we get closest to that 21,000. And if you were to do that, you would say, 11,000 is closest to, we could say that's the closest to about 12,000. So we would say 12,000. And then that 4,950 is closest to 5,000. And then the 3,500, I would say that would be closest to 4,000. And if you were to add those together, you would have your zero right here, your zeros, 11, carry the 1, and if we were to compare it when we're checking our work, is 21,000 close to 21,500? Yeah, they're in the same ballpark. So for this problem, it was a multi-step subtraction problem because we had to figure out unknowns. We used a comparative model right here to represent what was the missing parts, as well as finding out the actual numbers that they had, the fewer meters for it. And then we had to add it in order to find out all of the fabrics. And then we used estimation to compare to see if we were in the right ballpark for it. Do you have any questions?